Hi guys, it's James from Skate Britain here. I'm going to show you how to remove and install your bearings into your skate wheels. I'm going to start assuming that you've got no tools at home, so we're going to use the trucks on our quad skates. So the trucks, obviously they fit the bearing perfectly, so that's why it's ideal to use them. You put the axle slightly into the wheel, not all the way, if you want to remove the bearings, and then you prise it, pushing down and out at the same time, and that will remove your bearing. The downside of using your axle rather than a proper tool is that it does pull at an angle on the bearing, and for bearings that are a bit older or weaker, not as good quality bearings, if you pull at the inner race at that angle, it's been known to pop out, leave the outer race in the wheel, which is a bit of a nightmare. And that's because you're applying a lot of force just to the inner race there at an angle, so you are pulling it. Saying that, on new bearings it's not really a problem. It works. It's just old or bad quality bearings, they really can't take that pressure. Ideally you want to pull directly in line on a bearing so that it pulls out evenly. So that's the only downfall of using your axle. So again, pop your wheel on very slightly, only just into the bearing, and then push down and pull out at the same time to pop your bearing off. It seems really obvious, but until you've thought of using your axle, a lot of people will mess about with Allen keys and trying to put things in and prise them, but they don't fit properly, so use your axle. To put your bearings back in, use your axle again. So pop your bearing on, ready, and line your wheel up, okay, and push it on if you can. Now, if it's a very stiff one, it might not allow you to do that, in which case you'll pop it on, pop the bearing on, get it in as far as you can, then you will use your axle nut, which I can't find, there, then you'll use your axle nut and tighten your bearing on. Okay, so that puts a nice even pressure pushing the bearing in. You'll tighten it until it's stiff. There we go. Now the wheel's too stiff, now the bearing's all the way in, now you can back it off until you've got a nice smooth movement with no notches. Don't over loosen it so that you've got wobble in your wheel, you don't want that. You want it nice and smooth, no notches. And then your bearing's back on. If you're lucky enough to have tools, or you're thinking of buying yourself a tool to do the job, I've got two here to show you. I'll take my demo wheel back off. This is the Bones bearing tool. A lot of people have this one because it's not too expensive and it's easy to carry around. It's got a release button here for a pin here. So the way you do it, press the button and you put it into your bearing. The clip on the inside pops out and grabs the bearing. Then you pull. If you can, pull directly away from the wheel and get the bearing out. Sometimes it's a bit tougher than that. So as you can see, that's got the bearing as well, so your bearings don't go flying out everywhere. Put it back in, you push it back in and press. If you can't, if it's a particularly stubborn wheel and bearing combo, then you'll have to pull and turn at the same time. And sometimes you have to turn your wheel and work your way around until you can find it free, if that makes sense. So that's that way of doing it. Now, if you do have particularly stubborn wheel and bearing combos where the bearings don't like to come in or out, that's where one of these comes into play. If you don't have one of these in your team or your skate group, you probably should have one between you. Chip in and get one because they're handy. Or if you change a lot of bearings yourself, then get one of these. So to pull the bearings out, it's got a hook here on the outside, and then it's got a lever to apply pressure, so you get a lot of leverage to pull that bearing out, and it pulls it directly. There we go, really easy. And then there's your bearing. To pop them back in, you have this part here. So you lift that up. I like to use another bearing, an old bearing or a spare bearing, and pop that on first before the bearing you're putting into the wheel goes on, and that's because they line up perfectly. So you're putting the pressure on the bearing equally around the outer race and the inner race, and that makes it so that you're not putting it under unnecessary pressure. So we'll pop that on there, close it up. This side here has a bearing sized disc, I don't know what to call it, there, so that fits perfectly, and then you press in. as I say, if you've got a tough bearing, won't go in, one of these is excellent. You get that leverage to push it in. That pushes it in evenly, no angles, and it gets it all nicely lined up for you. So then you're done. So there's your 3 methods. Hope that's helped you and maybe helped you decide which tools are best for you.